messages to 0907 224 5018. High Impact 102.1 FM, your urban lifestyle station.
Madam, let me have my food, please.
Oh boy, now
Hello. Excuse me. Come and buy what we are selling, oh. For food only canteen FFO is now open every weekday. Yes, we sell off-white rice with tomato sauce, big jollof rice, off-cream fried rice, low budget ewagoy and bread, plus daily jara of special delicacies. From 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. only on High Impact 102.1 FM. FFO Canteen. With Trenches food, we stand.
People, make una go. Case dismissed. About this food should not be small.
Welcome to the Friday edition of the Newspaper Review on your urban lifestyle station. My name is Esther Kalu. Thank God it's Friday. It's the 31st day in the month of March 2023. As the week comes to an end, the month also comes to an end. I mean, such a beautiful, beautiful way to end the month. Good morning, Krumale.
Good morning, Esther. Good morning, Lagos. Good morning, Nigeria. The sound of that song always reminds me that something good is coming, where we look at what's happening on the front pages of newspapers to bring you stories making the rounds, stories on the front burner of the polity, to create awareness and to be informed in the happenings in our country. Yes, Esther, about which of these stories at the moment, caught your attention before we start going into details of these stories or their import and their impact in the polity?
Well, the major headline that is getting my attention this morning: Labour cautions FG on petrol subsidy removal. I think that this subsidy removal thing, it has been an argument, not necessarily an argument. It has been a debate that has been on the paper since maybe 2 years ago. At least personally, I know I've been having this conversation with guests, with financial experts, public affairs analysts, professionals on air. I've heard some say petrol subsidy removal should have been it should have been removed long ago. Some say let's not remove the subsidy until we fix our refineries. So this argument has been, this debate rather, has been on the news for quite some time. It's just funny how it fizzled out briefly and is back in our faces. So yes, that's the top story for me this morning. Labour cautions FG on petrol subsidy removal. But that might not be your top story. What's yours, Krumale?
Well, currently, about the obedience protest in the United States, and Labour Party distances itself from interim government plot. That's what caught my attention, because yesterday when we looked at the dailies, we saw how the Labour Party, of course, if you look at the dailies today, you see in the front page of the Punch newspaper that the president-elect has received the petitions coming from the aggrieved from the elections, which is talking about Labour Party and the People's Democratic Party. So we believe that now at the moment the court processes must have started, and of course they are putting litigation papers together, arranging lawyers and positions and point of views, or whatever they feel were the cause of the grievances that will be tackled in court. At the moment now, not just the global community, Nigerians and the global community, eyes are in Nigeria on what is going to come out from the legal process.
Yes, indeed. That is it. That just sums it up. Although the PDP, not PDP now, The Labour Party presidential candidate, Peter Obi, he made a statement. He has disagreed with the United States of America's chapter of the APC over sponsors of a protest against the outcome of the 2023 presidential poll at the park opposite White House. So this seems to be I don't know. Well, first I have to just give it a thought before I put my own opinions out there, because I feel like some way, somehow, a lot of people are trying to move on, while some are insisting that they want, justice to reign. They want to see things work out fine. But he has also come out to clearly state that, interim government is not one thing we want. And I heard, somebody say that when we throw around that word interim government, we don't know the
implication.
Yes, we don't know the weight
word
of what we are saying. We are trying to bring Nigeria way back, 10 years back. In fact, way beyond 10 years, like it's as if we don't want to move on as a nation. That's what the person put it there. But what's your own story? What is in the papers for you today? Let us know. When the phone lines are open, we'll be looking at the Punch newspaper, the Vanguard, the Guardian, and the Daily Trust newspaper. And our guests to join us in the course of the show. Do well to stay tuned. We'll take a break now. When we come back, the newspaper review continues. Do stay with us.
Are you looking for an avenue to blast your brand? Why not let us be your detonator at High Impact Radio 102.1 FM with Got You Covered. For advert placement, sponsorship, partnership, call us on 0706 393 5694, 0915 958 1881, 0902 745 3931, or send an email to info@highimpactstudio.com.
Let's discuss big stories from the dailies that caught your attention during the week on The Big Five. Every Saturday from 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. on High Impact 102.1 FM. To share your views, call 0700-1021-1021. On WhatsApp 0907-224-5018. Let's hear your thoughts on The Big Five.
Join us Mondays to Fridays at 7:05 a.m. to 8 a.m. for freshly baked stories on the newspaper review at High Impact 102.1 FM. Follow us on social media at High Impact 102.1 FM or call 0700 1021 1021. You can also send WhatsApp messages to 0907 224 5018. High Impact 102.1 FM, your urban lifestyle station.
What did you do when you got that Easter break off work last year? Nothing? What about the year before? Same old nothing? Take this as your cue to snap out of that boring routine. Be extra about your Easter this season. Come make delightful and unforgettable memories with your family and friends at High Impact Amusement Park. From the 7th of April to the 10th of April 2023, everything will be perfectly curated to create extreme Easter excitement. Good food and drinks, fun games for adults and children, a fully functional gym, service departments, and a lounge. All in a safe and secure environment. The best part is, when you buy 2 access tickets, you get 1 access ticket completely free. Yes, 1 access ticket free. Vouchers for games can be purchased at the park. For more inquiries, call these numbers 0814-229-9509 or 0812-271-4373. You simply don't want to be left out. Terms and conditions apply. High Impact Planet Amusement Park and Resorts, destination of choice.
Welcome back to your urban lifestyle station, High Impact 102.1 FM. The newspaper review started at 7:05 a.m. and we are starting this morning with the Guardian newspaper. Do well to let us know your top story. The phone lines will be open shortly. We'll start with the major caption here. Obedience protests in U.S. and Labour Party distances itself from interim government's plot. This comes with a lot of riders. APC kicks as U.S. approves White House pact for anti-Tinubu rally. Lalong, interim government advocates. Okay, interim government advocates are daydreamers. The next writer says, name, arrest those behind plot. IPAC chairman, DSS alarm ploy to arrest Atiku and Obi before May 29, Frank alleges. And Huriwa, nothing wrong using legal means to stop Tinubu's inauguration. Call for interim government treasonable, wants SDP's Adebayo. And Supreme Court dismisses Nwajuba's suit seeking to disqualify Tinubu. SPV Saga CBB invites Keyamo to substantiate allegation against Atiku. All these are riders to the obedience protest in US, and LP distanced himself from interim government plots. Away from that, first aviation workers berate Sirika vow to resist demolition of Lagos offices. This is on page 7. Governments, financial institutions, and others on alert as attacks on biometrics rise. This is on business page 15, still on the Guardian newspaper. Tech hitches Ma UTME mock exams. Let's see how much more we can take. But I think that's it on the front page of the Guardian newspaper. Do well to let us know your top story. 0700 1021 1021. You can call us on that number, or you send us a WhatsApp message 0907 224 5018. We're streaming live on YouTube at High Impact 102.1 FM, on Twitter at High Impact 1021 FM.
And now off we go to stories making the rounds in front page of the Punch newspaper. The central caption says, AU, PDP nullifies IM, Fayoshe's suspension, sanctions award EXCO. That's on page 2 of the Punch newspaper. The writer of the story says, opposition party lists ex-Katsina governor, 4 others as peace moves begin. Party reverses autumn's summons to face disciplinary panel, 6 members unity. Those are the writers of the story, which says, AU, PDP nullifies IM Fayoshe's suspension and sanctions word EXCOs. At the topmost section of the Punch newspaper, OPS predicts woes as national debt eats 46 trillion naira. Organized private sector predicts woes as national debt eats 46 trillion naira. That story is on page 17 of the Punch newspaper. Election Tribunal, Tinubu gets Atiku Obi's petitions. Election Tribunal, Tinubu gets Atiku Obi's petition. That's on page 25 of the Punch newspaper. Controversy surrounds Silva's alleged resignation. That's on page 10 of the Punch newspaper. Now, moving on. Moving on to other stories making the rounds on front page of the Punch newspaper. We can see a pictorial representation of Sanwo-Olu, the governor of Lagos State, and his deputy, Obafemi Amzad. And we can see in the caption, it also says, Makinde and others gets certificates of return, pledge good governance. Sanwo-Olu, Makinde gets certificates of return, pledge good governance. Ondo chapter tackles Adebanjo over Afenifere chieftains. That's on page 12 of the Punch newspaper. Whitney, Lagos arraigns Chrisland principal, others for manslaughter. That story is on page 4 and 5 of the Punch newspaper. The Muslim couples can get intimate after breaking fast. It's coming from a Muslim cleric. That's on page 12 also of the Punch newspaper. And those are the stories making the rounds on the front page of the Punch newspaper.
From the Punch newspaper, we move to the Daily Trust newspaper, but do well to let us know your top story. 0700 1021 1021. You can call us or send us a WhatsApp message 0907 224 5018. We're live on YouTube at High Impact 102.1 FM, on Twitter High Impact 1021 FM. The first caption on the Daily Trust newspaper, the major headline here says, Labour cautions federal government on petrol subsidy removal. The three riders start with Nigerians worried over unclear palliative plan. That's one thing we would love to talk about today, the palliative plan. Cost of living to rise by 200%. That's according to experts. Krumale, think of cost of living rising by 200% and maybe try to put yourself in that position where you have to pay 2 times, not even just 2 times now, 3 times of what you are paying right now, maybe for your electricity bill, your transportation, your feeding. Because if experts are saying cost of living to rise by 200%, you would expect that your earnings too will rise by 200%.
No, not 200, probably 300 or 400%.
And that is even for those that can predict what they earn and what they spend. Those that cannot, maybe those that make money on a maybe weekly, daily or basis on wages, where they really can't say this is what we spend or this is what we do not spend. I think this is worth talking about, what would happen if petrol subsidy is removed without refineries working,
being revamped, without. I think both the federal government and Labour are to be blamed. Both parties.
No, we're not even. We would still get to the blame game. I'm even saying that I think it is worth breaking down into details. You know, the way you do it on record.
Yes,
because the next rider here is an incoming administration must make refineries and rail system work. We are saying so much about these refineries.
Now, it is not a blame game.
Okay. Okay.
They must be blamed in the sense that
they should be accountable.
Since time immemorial, we've been talking about subsidy removal. Subsidy removal, it didn't start in Buhari's administration. It didn't start in Jonathan's administration. Way back, it has started even before now. We've been talking about subsidy removal. And if government is a continuum, then the government should have put plans in place, even if it is going to take the next let's say from 2011 or from 2007, the government have put 15 years or a 20 years plan to remove subsidy removal, to remove subsidy actually. Now we would have gotten to about 70% preparation to remove subsidy, and that would have included the plans which will be reviving Nigerian refineries in Kaduna State, in Delta State, in Rivers State. Would have removed, revamped, revived, resuscitated these refineries. We would have done that. Now the refinery in Lagos, Dangote refinery, is almost, or if not complete and running at the moment. So that is the preparation we are talking about. And of course, when we're having this conversation, was it 2 days ago, with Sheson Okwade, he's talking about on the part of Labour, its readiness by prompting the government and putting them on their toes to make sure that they take action. So if you don't put these things in place, you don't make the rails working. We are still taking our crude out of the country to go and refine abroad and bring back into this country. So where is the preparation? Are you just preaching subsidy removal? What are you doing to remove it?
So
if 200%, if it's going to increase the cost of living by 200%, it's your fault because you did not prepare.
Yeah, but I'm looking at, even this is just one aspect of the impact of what may happen if
the social response.
Yes. This is just one aspect. We haven't looked at it in its broadest view. That's what I'm saying, that this is what sitting down. If our rail system, I was talking to someone recently, and I said, imagine a rail system that connects Lagos to maybe Kano. Don't you think that we would have less vehicles moving goods on the road? Don't you? I mean, moving goods on the road.
Yes,
just imagine that we have a rail system from Lagos to the east, or maybe from Lagos to the north. Don't you think that we would have less containers carrying items on the road? But that's just on one story on the Daily Trust newspaper. Let me move very quickly. This is worth talking about. I mean, cost of living rising by 200%. It is worth talking about. Nigeria's debt rose to 46.25 trillion naira in 2022. This is coming from the DMO. Name interim government plotters. CDD tells DSS. Name them. Police grill National Assembly officials over 500 million naira misappropriation. These figures are getting back into the news. VIP, no, not VIP now. VP elects visits IBB Abdul Salami in Mina. PDP reverses suspension of AIM. I think this is something we'll talk about.
The PDP is now talking about peace, after the elections and the unity,
politics.
After the elections.
This is going to come up definitely with our guest. PDP reverses suspension of AIM, fire Shema after IU's exit. Okay, that's as much as we can take on the front page of the Daily Trust. I must say that the view of watermelons right in front of
yes.
Let me just, I think he's trying to talk about the fast, those that, the fruits and everything and the cost of things in the market right now. But you can let us know your top story, 070010211021. You can call us, let us know your top story for today, or send us a WhatsApp message, 0907-224-5018. On YouTube, we are live, and you can leave a comment. You can leave your message in the comments. High Impact 102.1 FM on Twitter at High Impact 1021 FM.
And now if we go to stories making the rounds on the front page of the Vanguard newspaper, the central caption says, Nasima others list risks to economy as debt hits 46.3 trillion naira. Nasima is the national chambers of commerce, industry, mines, and agriculture. And others list risks to economy as debt hits 46.3 trillion naira rather. Moving on. PDP reverses suspension of AIM, Fayoshe, and others. Presidential poll. Peter Obi disagrees with United States APC over White House Park protest. Okay. And we have police arrest 19 El Zakzaki members over violent protest in Abuja. Police arrest of 19 El Zakzaki members over violent protest in Abuja. And yes, moving on to other stories. Okay, Peter Edochie mourns grandson. Peter Edochie is Peter Edochie is one of Nigeria's movie actors. Mourns grandson. Moving on, students, teachers injured as suspected herdsmen storm Oyo school. Teachers injured as suspected herdsmen storm Oyo school. Moving on, Kokwenso to Buhari, you didn't do enough to ensure credible elections. That's coming from the NNPP presidential candidate. Kokwenso to Buhari, you didn't do enough to ensure credible elections. I use resignation. PDP threatens action against stalwart. And I use suspension. PDP suspends Igorov Ward and their exco with immediate effect. Vice President-elect Shatima meets IBB in Mina. And presidential poll. Supreme Court dismisses Nwajuba's suit seeking Tinubu Atiku's disqualification. And INEC issues certificates of return to Zulum and 28 members of the assembly. Those are the stories making the rounds in front page of the Vanguard newspapers.
Do well to let us know your top story, 0700-1021-1021. When we join our guest, if you want to leave a question, you can leave a message on our WhatsApp number 0907-224-5018, and you can leave a message in the comments on YouTube at High Impact 102.1 FM, on Twitter at High Impact 1021 FM. We'll take a break now, and when we come back, the newspaper review continues. Do stay with us.
Join us Mondays to Fridays at 7:05 a.m. to 8 a.m. for freshly baked stories on the newspaper review at High Impact 102.1 FM. Follow us on social media at High Impact 102.1 FM or call 0700 1021 1021. You can also send WhatsApp messages to 0907 224 5018. High Impact 102.1 FM, your urban lifestyle station.
Let's bring the party to you in your comfort zone. Food, drinks, music, and all kinds of fun fare are now available for fun lovers on Aria Express. Every Saturday, 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. only on High Impact 102.1 FM.
Well, this Saturday, they will know we show up.
Me, I am ready for the party. Oh yeah, I want all this much. I go really early. Oh, I know your story.
Looking for something away from the regular? Television shows that will keep you glued to your screen? Then High Impact TV is your best choice. We give you the best television shows, educative and entertaining programs. Keep a date with our breakfast show, tea or coffee. Weekdays 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. Newspaper review. Weekdays 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. Midday special. Weekdays from 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. We also keep you informed with news around the globe every day 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. Also, we have exciting shows like Babbles, Fashionista, SLR, Vibes, Young Boss, and much more for everyone only on High Impact Television. Catch up with us on Star Times Channel 145, High Impact TV, securing the future.
Hello, welcome back to the second part of the newspaper review this morning, and we will be conversing with our guest this morning is Adedayo Kayode. Good morning, Dr. Adedayo, and welcome to the newspaper review. Hello, Dr. Adedayo, are you there? Good morning.
I'm there.
Yes, we can hear you.
Yes, welcome to the
How are
newspaper
you
review.
today?
Very good.
Kumale,
Yes,
are you with me?
I'm with you. I can hear you loud and clear.
Okay.
Yes. Dr. Adedayo, let's go to the People's Democratic Party and what seems to be happening in that party. Before the elections, there's been this back and forth in the PDP where which had to do with the removal of Ayu. And the contention that came was that the PDP, the presidential candidate of the party and the national chairman cannot come from both the northern parts of the country. And that led to the formation of the G5 governors, which is it. Are you there, Dr. Adedayo?
I'm with you. I'm hearing you.
Yes. Okay.
You are talking about PDP crisis.
Yes.
Before election.
Yes, and now we are beginning to see some changes, but a lot of people said the changes should have taken place. It's rather too late. So let's talk about it. What exactly? Because I know you are a sympathizer of the PDP. So let's talk about what's happening in your party.
You see, there is nothing that is ever too late in life. That's number one. Number two, there is no organization that has people as members that crisis. Crisis is not in creation. Crisis is part of development. Okay? Now, if you now narrow it down to PDP, you're going to see that PDP has people of diverse interest. And the moment you have people of diverse interest, there is bound to be conflict. Now, let me take you a little bit back. Even this PDP chairmanship you're talking about, if you are a student of history, you will know that it was even formerly zoned to the southwest. And that's the truth. And that was when you have people like former governor of Osun State, Olakunsoye Oyinlola, people like Chief Bode George, canvassing to become the chairman of the party. Before, it was somehow, I wouldn't want to mention names now, changed back to the north, so as to satisfy some people's interest. Some people that claimed that they have been funding the party, forgetting that the party made them what they are, forgetting that they were nothing before the party made them the chairman of local government, before the party made you a minister and later governor. All right, but it's so fascinating that some people always allow their own sentimental emotions to override their sense of judgment, and by so doing, putting into jeopardy the aims and objectives of the group they belong to. Political party exists for nothing other than to win elections. But when an individual now allows his own emotions to that particular vision of the group,
Dr. Adedayo,
that is when it becomes cancerous and toxic.
Okay, Dr. Adedayo, we're told, we were meant to understand that this particular fracas and division within your party was one of the downfall of the PDP during the just concluded elections.
What do you say?
That the fracas and the division in the PDP was one of the cause in the downfall of the just concluded elections.
Well, I will not subsume or subscribe to that word downfall.
Okay.
There is nothing like downfall when it comes to a party losing an election, because a party that goes out for an election, we have two things in mind, either by winning or by losing. And losing is part of the game, so it is nothing like downfall.
Okay.
Now, coming back to the effect of that particular crisis, even despite the crisis, you see, you are still able to see the performances of PDP, and to a extent, with the result that PDP has at its disposal now, which he has taken to court for adjudication. You're going to see that at the end of the day, when the judiciary decide to look at all these things appropriately, there is every likelihood on the line that PDP will still emerge. Every likelihood that PDP will still emerge.
When you mean to emerge as...
Yes, we see emerge as the winner of that presidential election, because already all the results that were being gathered from various polling units are indicating
the election is already concluded. Are you saying are you referring to the court?
Are you saying they will emerge in court? Because
what you say? You say what?
The 2023 election has been concluded. Are you talking about emerging in court?
It has not been concluded. It is that.
No, Dr. Adedayo is concluded. The case we know. No. Just a moment. No. We have to. Just a moment. INEC
has done its own.
I think you should include the court in your statement. I think you should include the court. No. In your statement. Yes, in your statement. Maybe you need to include the courts.
Are you saying that?
But is the case not in court already?
Okay, thank you. It's
Okay.
in
We
court.
just wanted to clarify that.
No, listen, the case is already in court. PDP and its presidential candidate.
The network. Dr. Adedayo, the network seems to be scrambled.
No, I'm hearing you. I'm hearing you
Yes,
properly.
but we couldn't get some of the some of the words you made.
What I'm
Maybe you
saying
give us the
is-
last sentence.
Listen, what I'm saying is,
Yeah.
INEC has done its own by not go through its guidelines. Even the chairman of INEC confirmed this. He confirmed that even some staff that are going to be found wanting will be punished.
Okay. Okay.
All right.
Okay.
So
Okay.
the next thing people will do is, because PDP is a modest and peaceful party, and decided to go to court
Okay.
to trash it out there.
Dr. Adedayo, let's talk about the PDP strength now. You talked about the PDP emerging, and I can see that somewhere in the east, it used to be the southeastern part used to be a major stronghold, but one state now has left the PDP, and the Labour Party emerged. I mean, the governor that emerged is from the Labour Party. Are you still standing on your opinion that the PDP is still a major opposition right now?
You see, in party politics, nothing is sacrosanct. In party politics, nothing is sacrosanct. Whether a major opposition or not, PDP still remain formidable as the biggest party, not only in Nigeria, but in Africa. Okay? Not only in Nigeria, but in Africa. Now, it now depends on the way you are looking at it. Because some people will look at number 6 and say it's 9, depending on their perspective. While some other people will look at letter 9 and say it's 6, depending on the angle they are looking at it. PDP as is. If you compare the 16-year PDP to even 8 years of APC, you will know that the best party that can rule this country, that has the temerity and the conceptual framework to bring Nigeria, to take Nigeria forward, is CPDP.
Dr. Adedayo,
Yes.
let's move away from what is going on in the PDP. Let's look at other headlines on the papers, really, because if we go on and on, we might not come out of this conversation. But
APC has always been good as an opposition party, and very soon they will go back to their level, while PDP will move to where it belongs.
Dr. Adedayo, there's something there's like a conversation that has been in the news for some time now, and people keep mentioning interim government as an option, and the DSS has come out to speak against this particular concept. But on the Guardian newspaper this morning, obedience protest in the US, Labour Party distances itself from interim government plot. I heard someone say that when we keep saying interim government, we're trying to pull Nigeria back even beyond 10 years ago. It seems like we're trying to move into the past, go back to the past. What's your take on that particular phrase, interim government? The DSS has clearly, come out to state, how their politicians, they're trying to move us into that space and how they're working and to make sure that doesn't happen. But let's get your take on it.
Oh no.
No, I as a person is a Democrat that strongly believes in tenets of democracy.
Okay.
I will also like to state, without any fear or favor, that there is no smoke without fire. There is what we call cause-effect analysis. Whoever is calling for interim government and be evaluated on the procedures.
Dr. Dedayo, can you take that again? We didn't quite get that clearly.
I will take it.
Okay.
Whoever is calling for
we
interim government.
So, Dr. Dedayo, we have a call, so let's just pause a moment and take.
You have what?
We have a call.
Let's just pause. Just pause a moment. We'll let you know what the caller is saying shortly.
Hello. Good morning. Welcome to the review. Your name and where you're calling us from, please.
I'm Liberty calling for Ogun State. Good morning.
Good morning,
Liberty.
Yeah.
Good morning.
Yeah, Liberty calling for Ogun State.
Yes.
Please, there is one headline I want to ask. Sorry to ask this. Atiku Abubakar has been a vice president from 1999 to 2007. First off, Tiamu has been there. He never fight Atiku for corruption. Why they say which cause Atiku has won a seat that they refused to kill now Festus remember and charge Atiku for corruption. What is that exactly?
How do you mean? Could you please come again? Let me get you clearly. What did you say about Atiku? Hello, Liberty?
I will.
Yes.
I will. I said Atiku has been a vice president from 1999 to 2007. He came down and he lived his life. He just at first of the Tiago had not been fighting him for corruption. He had not been telling the world that he was corrupt. But now that Atiku has won a seat that they refuse to give, is now
no. You can't. Don't say that, please. Don't say that. Don't say that, Mr. Liberty. Don't say that. That
is what I get for a headline.
What headline is that? First of all,
no, that's unacceptable. Please don't say that.
I don't remember saying that headline on air. I don't remember Krumale saying that particular headline.
Bola Ahmed Tinubu of the APC is the president-elect of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, as declared by the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC), given the responsibility and charged with the function of conducting elections in the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Please do not make statements that are incorrect and that misinforms the public. Liberty, thank you so much. Let's move on.
Yes, Dr. Adedayo, we can hear you.
Yes, as I was saying, whoever is calling for interim government can be assessed based on the way INEC that is supposed to be the umpire, or rather that is invested with that power to be the umpire of that election, in abdicating from the processes and procedures that he laid down. And to that extent, yes, he has declared a winner. But people are now saying, for your declaration of the winner, have you followed the processes and procedures that you yourself laid down as being stipulated in Electoral Act of 2022? So, if people are calling, or some people are calling for interim government, why are they calling for such?
Okay, Dr. Adedayo.
Now, listen. No, let me finish my thought.
Yeah, I just need you to hurry up with your perspective so that we can go to other. How
long will call proceeding be? How long will call proceeding be?
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Okay. All right.
Yeah. So what happens president when people are saying your declaration is faulty?
Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Adedayo. Like you said, the PDP and including Labour Party, they've gone to seek redress. They've gone to seek redress from the courts of the land, and that is the right thing to do. But that is why any voice or anyone calling or saying things about interim government should be discountenanced, because if you talk about interim government, then you are going to to you are going against the right procedure, which is seeking. Listen, please. Listen, Dr. Adedayo Kayode. If you don't let me talk, I won't. You need to let me talk, Dr. Adedayo Kayode. You need to let me talk. You need to let me talk. Yes, we're talking about redress, seeking the court, going to seek redress in the court of law. And that is the right procedure that the PDP and Labour Party has taken. In fact, even the Labour Party, they are distancing themselves from any plot about interim government. And like you said earlier on, PDP being a peace-loving party, I'm sure will be distancing itself from anything that is unconstitutional, but following constitutional guidelines. Okay. Now, because we have discussed extensively about politics, let us move on to something else. Let's talk about recently the organized private sector is predicting woes in the national debt, as the Nigerian national debt hits 46 trillion naira. And of course, economic experts have come forward to say that the cost of living might skyrocket or increase to about 200% increase of the cost of living. So now, what's your take on that?
You see, thank God you are bringing this one up again now, and I can join it to my assertion before now. When PDP was in government for 60 years, what was the standard of living from year 1 to that year 16? What had been the inflationary rate? What had been a percentage return on investment? How about the value of our currency? Now, 8 years running APC, what are we seeing? These are issues. 8 years running APC, what are we seeing? You can see so many investors taking away their money from Nigeria. You can see the performance of our economy comparatively to other countries. What was the rating of our economy when PDP was in power? These are issues.
Dr. Adedayo.
These are issues to be considered. Okay. Look at our stock exchange. How was it then? What do we have now? Now, petroleum subsidy, they are now talking of petroleum subsidy to be removed again. What was the price when PDP took over government in 1999? And what was the price of PMS when
Dr. Adedayo,
what had been the increase?
Okay.
We know the issues, Dr. Adedayo. We would like to ask you, what do you think, removal or no removal? What would you recommend? What should be done?
Listen, we have been talking. Somebody like me has been in the forefront of agitation towards our working.
Could you say that again? Could you say the one again?
Ensuring that our refineries coming up with modular refineries.
Okay.
3, all these so-called illegal refineries. What is making them to be legal? What they are producing there? Are they not useful? If they are useful, remove that legality and make it to be legal. Remove that illegality, make it to be legal. What have been coined by human actions. So use your own action to make it legal. Then there wouldn't be any point for imposition of fuel. Talk less of all the so-called unnecessary subsidy. And lastly, government should be sincere with the people. It is lack of any sincerity that is not making our refineries to work. I have to tell you this.
Dr. Adedayo.
insincerity.
Lack of sincerity.
Insincerity. Yes.
Insincerity.
Government needs to be sincere with the people. I will give you an example.
Dr. Adedayo, you can't give us an example. It's, I mean, your time is when you said lastly, we thought it was lastly for real.
You know. I always like going deep when I'm releasing points.
Dr. Adedayo, I think we'll be talking on Tuesday. We'll be talking next time on Tuesday, so we could get deeper into these points because of our time. Yes, it's just because of time.
Fine.
If not, we're free to hear the examples. But thank you so much, Dr. Adedayo, for sharing your opinions with us on the newspaper review this morning.
It's my pleasure. Please let us say this into 1 hour so that we can be having enough time.
Fantastic.
Okay, yes.
Enjoy your weekend.
Enjoy your weekend. Thank you.
All right, thank you for having me.
Yes.
Dr. Adedayo Kayode, I mean, well, politics is something that when it's coming from maybe your own point of view, you'd hear something entirely different. Some people would not be happy with any administration, even if it's the best, even if everyone calls it the best. There are people who will still not be happy with that administration. And one thing I wanted to tell him is, irrespective of the fact that he keeps, hammering on what the cost of living was when PDP was in power, people still complained. There were people who were still not satisfied
with
yes.
What was.
It's just that things grew. I don't want to say worse, but things did not entirely turn out the expectations that people had in 2015 and the outcome in 2019 didn't entirely match. Yes, if we wait, but it's 7:56 already. Our time is fast spent, but we need to say thank you to everyone who's listened from 7:05 a.m. up to this point, and our guest, Dr. Adedayo Kayode, for sharing his opinions on the newspaper review this morning. What's your weekend like? What are you doing for this weekend? You can send us a message. I'll pick it up on Monday morning. I'll read it out there. But we need to go now. On Record comes up shortly. My name is Esther Kalu. Krumale will tell you more about On Record.
Join us by 9 a.m. this morning for On Record. We will be having a conversation with the media and strategy aide to the late General Oladipo Dia. So we were talking about the life and times of General Dia. So you want to stick to that and prepare. Give us a call if you were old enough then when he was the vice military president to Sani Abacha, and you can give us tell us your experiences at that time, and let's just talk about it.
Looking forward to this conversation, I must say.
Yes.
I really want to hear from those who worked with
him,
Sani Abacha.
Yes, and what they did in Nigeria then that has become a legacy. My name is Oyin Priye Krumale. I will say many thanks for listening.
Put a touch of class and finesse on your brand by advertising with us